Opa! Fat Greek Wedding 2 is the long-awaited sequel to the 2002 cult hit My Big Fat Greek Wedding. Everyone is back for this film. In the first one, it was about a Greek girl having a big fat Greek wedding while marrying an American man. This one follows basically the same premise, but to describe some of the subplots in this movie, I mean, we got Tula coming back, played by Vardalos, and her husband Ian, played by Corbett. And you have a daughter named Paris. She's about to graduate from high school. She wants to go away to college because she doesn't like the obsession of her overly Greek family. And hey, I wouldn't either. And then we have another subplot, which is basically kind of the big story of the film. Tula's parents turned out that they were never married, and now they have to have a real wedding because the mother is like, oh no, signed papers ain't enough. We need to have a real wedding. Let's have a bigger, fatter, Greeker wedding. I am a huge fan of the first one. I think it's a very quotable, enjoyable, simple, romantic comedy that was very well executed. It was made for $5 million and it grossed like $360 million worldwide. It's one of the most profitable films ever. When they confirmed the sequel, I was like, we don't need this sequel, but I am curious about it. The trailer was nice. It was cute. And the movie itself was okay. It was simple. It was cute. It was a little too cartoony. But that being said, thank goodness this wasn't a Zoolander 2. You guys know that I was so disappointed with Zoolander 2. And while this one may have been a slight disappointment, I wasn't as excited for this film as I was for Zoolander 2. So let's start with the positives. The aunt. The aunt is still the scene stealer. She was my favorite part of the first film, and she's my favorite part of this film too. She is incredible. She is the scene stealer. I know a lot of people may be like, oh, she's too cartoony. These characters are all cartoony. Now maybe some of the characters are a little too cartoony, but the aunt, I can accept that because she is very funny. She made me laugh a lot. Nearly everything she said, nearly everything she did made me laugh. I loved seeing her on screen. Everyone else basically jumped back into their roles. I know some people were saying, oh, Vardalos is not a good actress. She's fine as Tula. She's not, like, incredible, but she's not horrible. Everyone else is okay. Everyone does their fair share of moments. The movie is heartfelt. It has nice moments. Is it predictable? Yes, it is a predictable film. Are there some cliches? Yes. Is there too much stereotyping? Yes. But some of it worked for me and some of it didn't work. I will say this. If you're not a fan of when real life people act way too cartoony, then you're not going to like this film. If you don't like the first film, there's no way you're going to like this one either. I kind of wish that the director of the first film came back to do this one. Not that the direction was bad for this one. This movie is fast-paced. It wasn't boring. It wasn't bland. It wasn't mediocre like Zoolander 2. The movie flew by and I was into it. It's just that it's not really a memorable film, which is kind of upsetting because I want comedies to be more memorable, but it's kind of a forgettable film. There are a few things I remember, but not too many things. The movie was really short. It was a 90-minute long film. There should have been more memorable aspects to it. But that being said, it was a charming, endearing, sweet comedy that was just simple. It wasn't needed. This was definitely an unnecessary sequel. I mean, the first film came out 14 years ago. Did we need this sequel? No. The first one ended nicely with a nice cherry on top, and now they made a sequel? Come on, you gotta stop making comedy sequels 10 plus years later. If this movie came out 4 years after the first one, that would have been fine. But 14 years, I feel like everyone kind of stepped away from this. I feel like people need to move on. I don't want a third film. I don't think that will make one, but I don't make a third one. This is fine. Just leave it here. You should just left it with the first one. So overall, My Big Fat Greek Wedding 2 was a fine film. It wasn't anything special. It wasn't anything dumb. There were some cartoony moments. There were some weak moments, but overall, it was a nice, endearing film that was just okay. Nothing great, nothing terrible, just fine and dandy. My Big Fat Greek Wedding 2 gets a solid C. Guys, tell me down below what you thought of this movie. If you saw it, do you enjoy the first one? What's your favorite romantic comedy? I think the first one might be my favorite romantic comedy. It's kind of competing with Bridesmaids as my favorite rom-com. Guys, thank you so much for watching this review, and I'll see you guys soon.